Shabbat shalom, my homies. How's everybody doing today? Today is August 8th, Saturday, August 8th. And I have gone late yesterday afternoon, right before the sunset, and picked up something. I wanted to share an update with you and let you know that, hey, we're getting this project back on the road again. So let me go ahead and flip the camera over here. As you can see, we have our galvanneal steel has come in. These are 18 gauge, 5 foot by 10 foot, 60 inches by 120 inches, galvanneal steel. Now galvanneal is different from galvanized, slightly. The zinc coating that goes on them goes through a different annealing process. You can look that up. That is more of a rust preventive and helps to strengthen the metal and make it easier to weld and to cut and, you know, to all the things. But it's the original skin, the metal that was used for the skin when they manufactured these vehicles. So I wanted to go back and match that and make it easier to paint whenever I decide to get all this done and take it from being white, as you can see right here, multi-tone white at that, and start getting it the olive green, not olive drab like the military, but it'll be a little bit better color. It'll be more of an olive color, but you can see the environment that it's got to blend into. And I figure even at the campgrounds and, you know, things like that, you want something that just kind of blends in, not necessarily stands out. So that's the goal. We're gonna get that moving. And you're probably asking, hey, Richard, why you got two trailers? Two big trailers. You ain't got but about an acre of property and a little old bitty subcompact tractor. What are you hauling with these trailers? Glad you asked that question. Because this one right here was the one that I purchased initially. I had gone through probably about 2 months of searching, trying to find a trailer that come in under 24 foot. Now, 24 foot was a very specific number because you have to keep in mind that Olive over here, Olive is a 40-foot bus. And then on top of that, you have to add the trailer hitch, the receiver hitch, with a trailer ball, and all of the things that's required to pull a trailer. You have to add the tongue length on the trailer, and then the full width of the trailer. And in the case of this one, you have the ramps that stick out in the back. Well, in my research, I figured out that for a bus that's 40 foot long, in order to stay under the federal 65 foot total combined vehicle length maximum, I needed to have a trailer that was no more than 24 foot long. This one comes in at 23 foot 6 inches. I thought it was going to be perfect. Little did I know that when they advertised it as a 83 by 20, the rails here eat up 2 inches more than what I needed in order to get the excursion over here. You can see it right there. With those tires and rims on there, I can't get it in between the rails. It's 2 inches too narrow. Next question you may be asking, why the excursion? I'll answer that one in just a moment. Let's go back over here real quick, because I tried selling this trailer to get my money back out of it because I knew I was going to have to pay for this one. This one was a special order, and I've already posted a picture. You can find it on my website. Of the truck fits on here perfectly. You know, it's exactly what I needed. It comes in at 23 foot 8 inches. So I've still got a couple inches to spare. The truck itself is 18 foot 9 inches. Gross vehicle weight on that truck, current weight is 7,650 pounds. So that kind of dictates if I'm going to have anything in the truck or if I'm going to haul anything, you know, in addition to the truck. Then I'm on a 10K GVWR trailer. I'm already right there at or over the limit. So to do that safely, I needed to go ahead and get a 14,000 pound GVWR trailer. And that's why I went ahead and special ordered this one. It's got a removable fender. It's got the LED lights, the toolbox, all of that stuff. It's even got ramps, slide-in ramps in the back. Now, they advised me against that because, people hauling heavy equipment like skid steers or whatnot, these ramps, well, at least like these right here, except they just slide in the back. They say that those ramps will start to bow over time and bend, and I'm fine with that because, number one, my truck is the heaviest thing that'll ever be on that trailer, or should be on that trailer. And then, like I said, this one, I've got this one. It's got ramps on it. I don't know. I'll find a way. I'll probably end up putting some braces on the back to help support the back, in the future. It's not a priority right now. But I went ahead and I pulled this one off of the market. I'm not going to sell it. Because, like I said, the Father's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. I've been successful at selling everything, including my motorcycle and everything I needed to recoup money to put into this project to keep from getting into what we needed in order to live. And I was frustrated. I didn't understand why I was stuck with 2 trailers. Until one day it hit me. I was scrolling through Facebook and all of a sudden an ad popped up and planted a seed. And I got to thinking, started doing the research. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rent these trailers out. I'm going to create another LLC, put it under the umbrella for the kids, for the estate. That way they've got another stream of income coming in. And right now it'll be these 2 trailers will get rented out, and I'll probably eventually get like a covered trailer or some, whatever, but I can grow a trailer rental business. And these trailers right here should bring in about $180 a day on a rental. And doing that, once I pay for the business expenses, I think it's a total of 15 days each out of the year to cover all the business expenses. Anything over that is income for the LLC that starts building, wealth for my children. And I'll be able to take and roll some of that money in. I could even possibly put Olive in and rent her out for, like RV share and stuff like that. And have that as additional income. And that way I have assets that are actually making money instead of just sitting here consuming money. So going back to why the excursion. Why did I decide this was going to be the vehicle we tow? Well, as you can tell, those are pretty significant trailers. My little Buick Enclave and her little Chevy Traverse are not going to pull those trailers. And when I say it's not going to pull it, I mean if this big beast right here breaks down on the side of the interstate, like has already happened once, and like happened in the previous bus that I bought that ended up getting abandoned in Chattanooga because of catastrophic failure. I wanted to be able to get me, my wife, my 2 boys, and 2 dogs, and any luggage we needed into a hotel, and be able to pull the trailer so I don't have to get the bus and a trailer towed to have it fixed should that happen again. So yes, I have smaller vehicles that could technically work, but not under the circumstances from a 9.5-hour trip to Lake of the Ozarks up in Roach, Missouri from little old Fayetteville, Tennessee. That would not be a good equation. If we take off to like Yellowstone and some of the other places we want to go, we're going to need to make sure that we have dependable transportation in tow, just in case something like that were to happen. Because I've seen all the schoolie videos and stuff like that, and bus life, it's guaranteed you're going to break down at the most inopportune time. I guess that's really any travel, RV, travel trailer, whatever. At least I ain't gonna have stuff falling off the walls when I first drive it out. So I'll build it better than that. Okay, so getting back to the steel, the 5 foot by 10 foot. I've already come in and done the measurements. Just looking around out here, and you can see, give you a kind of a close up. You can see the plywood that they used to fill in where the prison windows were that had the bars in them. They pulled all that out. You can see the original body skin right here. Still barely coming up under that rub rail right there. Going up, and then they added piece of steel when they did the 16-inch roof raise that goes up under the roof line. And I'm wanting to replace all of that, reskin all of it, and then I'll cut out new window holes for the windows. They're probably going to go with the Performax windows from Menards. They look like a pretty good choice. Residential style windows that still have the horizontal slide instead of the vertical up and down slide. Double hung windows. But I think those are probably the windows I'm going to end up going with. But you can see probably looking at it, 55 inches is going to be my height. And then the width is going to vary. And I'll show you why I said 55, because measuring from the rivet line up there, probably about 2 inches above that rivet line, all the way down, 55 lands me right here, where that line is right there. And that gives me a good solid overlap that I can rivet down and seal up under that rub rail to avoid any leaks. And again, starting from the back and working my way forward, that way the steel panels overlap. And I'll show you what we're talking about. You can see right here, you want the overlap going toward the back. And that way, as you're driving down the road, the wind is not driving rain in up under that overlap. So I've already gone and measured this out, and you can see I've got marks up here. The old saying, measure twice and cut once. Yeah, brother, I've been out here measuring for weeks, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. And where I landed, I had to go and look. And originally I was thinking I was just going to start right here where they did up there and just let the steel overlap. But when they did the roof raise, there's no body panel up under that right there. I'm trying to get my finger in the right spot. There's no body panel up under that. So I'm either going to wind up having to cut it right there and do an overlap with that, which I can still do, or start, as you can see right there, where's that right there? That's basically, you run that line all the way up, and that's the actual body. So if I start right there, which puts me in uncomfortable territory, because then I have to worry about drilling this out and resealing it, and probably use some butyl tape for that, keep it to avoid leaks. But again, that's just something I got to think about what I'm going to end up doing. But you can see, where'd it go? I've got a mark somewhere. There it is right there. The first 10-foot section gives me plenty of overlap right here. See how that body panel kind of comes back? Well, you come in about 3 inches, and this is going to be where this body panel ends right here. This body panel here overlaps by about 3 inches. So you can see that kind of lays out good right there. And you can see I've got the same mark up there up top, because measure twice, cut once. And then the second sheet, the second 10-foot, comes all the way up to right here. Now you can see that one, it comes up right at the edge. So I'm going to have to be kind of creative and careful about how I do that. I've got to slide it forward about 3 inches, which means that back here, and that's why it's good. See, that's more than 3 inches. So I'm going to have to make sure I'm going to have to maneuver that to where it lines up on that rib just right, to where I get proper overlap up here as well. I don't think it's going to be that difficult, but just going to have to be careful about it, be aware. And then that would start sheet number 3, which is going to come up probably, looking at it right here, you can see that 20-foot mark. That'll cover that whole gap right there. So I'm probably going to end up using about 3/4 of a sheet right here. And then on this front side, I'll use a whole sheet and let it overlap right up there. And then what I don't use for the door opening right there, that's 36 inches. And then see, it's not going to come all the way to the front. I'll have plenty left over for my roof patch to address where the roof was leaking. I can show you. It's getting kind of dark in here, so you may not be able to see it good. But this right here, yeah, you can see it. You can see light shining through it. It didn't come all the way through, and so water ran down in here. And that's what ended up causing us to have to rip all of the work the previous owner did. Had to rip all that out. While we're in here, let me just show you the inside of this. You can see that plywood from that bottom rail right there up to the top is 29 inches. That's the rough end. It's 29, I think it's actually 29.5 inches for the rough end. And then on the outside, it's 28 inches visible. And you can see where the original window frame is right there. That's for the prison transport windows with the bars in them and all that stuff. He cut all that out. Richard Sherwin did, the previous owner. And then you can see you got the channel right here. That's your structural channel. And then that's what they welded in. So it's reinforced pretty good. Technically, I can cut this out. And that'll give me up to, I think it's 33.5 inch total. So if I wanted to run some 32 by whatever size windows, that gives me the ability to run much larger windows. And of course, inside a small space like that, you always want a little bit more light and a little bit more window. Let y'all kind of look around. I got another leak I got to address while I'm reskinning the bus. I've got rain coming in, and you're not going to be able to really tell it, but right here in this joint where the, let's see, there we go. Had to get my focus right. I got in that joint where the there's water coming out from right there where the overlap is from the roof coming over that sheet metal. Somewhere along that rail right there, I've got a fairly good stream of water that's coming in and just pouring down right here along this side, going to the back and then dropping down in that hole. It's not actually doing any damage to the floor. It's just dropping through that hole straight down on the ground. But I don't want to leave it. So whenever I pull the skins off, I'll be able to fix that too. That's the only 2 leaks in the whole bus. So I'm pleased with that. You can see there's some surface rust. I've got the grinder. Right there's the grinder. Me and the boys, or actually I made a deal with the boys. I'll hang the skins if they'll get in here and grind down this rust and get it ready for the chassis saver. They thought that was a pretty good deal, considering how heavy those sheets of steel are. It's going to be a challenge for me. But anyhow, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and give y'all an update. It's been a minute, and this is where we're at. I'll give you a look at what the boys have been working on. Forgive me for just a second. Had to put y'all on pause for just a second while I open this up. Y'all can see them 2 boys. They've been out here working their little tail ends off. This opening right here is 22 inches. And then you can see where the frame rail comes through. That's boxed in, of course, but that's only 11 inches between the bottom of the belly. There, maybe you can see a little bit better. That's 11 inches. And so they've been in there, all that old plywood that started rotting. It's it was screwed and glued in place. So they've been having a wedge in there and pull them screws out and pull that plywood up off the glue where it was glued down. And 11 inches of space. In the middle of July in Tennessee, with storms coming through, random storms, and they're still trying to do their homeschooling and fighting each other and then learning how to work together. And that's exactly why I have them working on this. They have to learn how to overcome their differences. Difference of personality, difference of opinion, difference of way they operate, and learn how to work together to accomplish the goal. And they've been doing it. I'm proud of them. They've been doing good. But yeah, it's a lot of work. we're enjoying it though. It's fun. We have the vision in mind, got the goal. We know what the prize is going to be. We're going to really enjoy getting out as a family and on this camping trip we got coming up for Sukkot. If you want to know what Sukkot is, you can check out narrowpathexploration.com. This is the root domain for where this will be posted. And I've got all kind of write-ups that explains about this faith journey that we're on, and the festivals that are listed in Leviticus 23 in the Bible, what they mean, and what they are for us as a family. And yeah, I think y'all are gonna enjoy it. It's definitely a challenge, but we're enjoying it. If y'all go, let y'all look there. That's my brave guard dog up under there. His name is Nacho. Hey Nacho, come here. Come here, Nacho. See, he's eager. Nacho says he wants to go camping. Tell him about it, Nacho. Tell him about it. What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Where's Tig? I don't see Tig out here anywhere. Well, all right, folks. Sabbath is about to come to an end here in a little while. I got to go in and start thinking about supper and spend some time with my bride and just finish off a good peaceful day. And I hope y'all are enjoying the content. If you like it, like, subscribe, and definitely leave us a comment. You know, if you got any comments, questions, concerns, all this is out there for everybody. It's mainly for my boys. You know, things that they can look back on the journey. And, but yeah, you're welcome to comment and engage in this too. And iron sharpens iron, right? So all of us can enjoy this walk together. Y'all be blessed.